The most dangerous lawyers you'll ever meet? The ones smiling from a billboard. The legal predators hiding behind smiling faces in TV and billboards aren't just misleading, they're systematically draining our Latino communities of justice they truly deserve. Imagine this, it's just another morning, the sun barely peeking over the horizon as you drive through the familiar streets of Los Angeles towards work. Your mind drifts to your children's smiles, the endless tasks awaiting at the office, the grocery list for dinner. Then without warning, boom! A 20,000-pound semi-truck slams into your car and jolts you back to a horrifying reality. In an instant, your entire world is shattered. Now picture yourself drowning in a tsunami of pain, endless doctor visits and mounting medical bills. You're gasping for air, desperately searching for a lifeline. In your fear, you do what most people do. You look for help. And what do you see? Flashy billboard lawyers like vultures circling overhead, promising millions, smiling at you from TV ads. These legal sharks with their plastic smiles, hollow promises, and over-the-top commercials prey on your vulnerable state. They make it seem so simple. Call us, we're number one. We'll handle everything, they say. But then you call, and that's when the real nightmare begins. My name is Eric Garcia, and with over 12 years of experience working in the legal industry, I'm here to shed light on a crisis that's tearing at the fabric of our Latino communities, the exploitation of vulnerable individuals by predatory legal practices. One thing that I've learned by working with lawyers is that not all of them are the same. While some fight for justice, others take advantage of those in need. In a world where hate speech and racial profiling continue to threaten our Mexican and Latino communities, and where predatory billboard lawyers exploit our vulnerabilities for profit, I saw the need for a powerful shield. That's why I created Brown Rock Legal, a new platform designed to defend the rights and dignity of Mexican Americans and Latinos. We fight against discrimination, prejudice, and the exploitation of Latinos, ensuring our communities receive the justice and representation they truly deserve. For far too many people, especially in the Latino and Mexican American communities, this nightmare is a daily reality. They turn to the names they see on billboards, not realizing that in the eyes of these firms, they're not a Maria or an Eric or even a Carlos. They're case number 50,555, a potential settlement and a quick payday. These mediocre lawyers who have never stepped foot into an actual courtroom pour millions each month into flashy TV ads, radio spots, and sports team sponsorships, primarily targeting low socioeconomic areas. But they're not in the business of justice. They're in the business of settlements, and business, my friends, is booming. The explosion of legal advertising targeting Latino communities is a calculated strategy. Recent data shows that law firms now spend over $1 billion annually on advertising, with California alone experiencing a 212% surge in billboard ads. These billboard firms have identified a troubling pattern. By saturating neighborhoods with high Latino populations, they secure quick settlements from individuals working in high-risk industries who lack equal access to legal representation. To maximize these profits, these firms pressure vulnerable individuals into settling before cases even reach the courtroom, a predatory practice that, according to a study by ATRA, is expanding aggressively. But why does this happen? Well, it's like sending someone who can't swim into a raging river and expecting them to navigate to safety. Our communities are drowning because they lack access to adequate legal resources. The system isn't just overwhelming, it's designed to confuse and exhaust. And in their moment of desperation, that billboard, that TV ad seems to offer their only way out. According to a report from the American Bar Association, over 60% of Latinos in the US who need legal help don't ever receive it. Many are misled by billboard lawyers who promise millions but deliver pennies. In fact, studies show that these lawyers, operating as marketing mills, settle 90% of their cases quickly, often without ever stepping into a courtroom. This volume-based business model profits off of our pain. Then there's the language barrier. Many Mexican Americans and Latinos find themselves in legal situations where they don't fully understand the process or their rights. But it goes even deeper than that. Our communities carry a deep-rooted distrust of the legal system. This isn't just about language or access, it's cultural. We come from communities where the law has often been a tool of oppression rather than protection. For many, the idea of seeking help feels foreign or frightening. So when a flashy billboard promises relief, it feels like the only option. But we must understand that these quick fixes are just band-aids over deep generational wounds. Another report from the Pew Research Center shows that 25% of Latinos in the US face significant language barriers when navigating the legal system. Predatory lawyers exploit this, offering quick settlements that seem like lifelines, but in reality are nothing more than handcuffs. Picture this, you walk into a law office expecting to be treated like a human, only to find yourself placed on a conveyor belt. From intake to settlement, your case is processed like a product in a factory, never truly seen for the complexities it holds. For these marketing mills, you're a case number on a spreadsheet, not a person. And while you wait in pain, they profit in silence. Here's the brutal truth. Many of these well-known firms, these marketing mills, aren't interested in justice. They're interested in quick settlements, in volume, in treating human beings like items on an assembly line. And the real tragedy happens when they take on catastrophic cases involving life-threatening injuries or even death, pretending they have the skill and experience to handle them. But they actually don't. And in doing so, they not only harm their clients, but put their entire case at risk. It's not just unethical, it's a perversion of everything our justice system should stand for. Let me tell you about Maria. Maria wasn't just a single mother working 2 jobs. She was a force of nature, a woman who carried the weight of her family's dreams on her shoulders. When a catastrophic accident shattered her world, her family, desperate for help, called the first lawyer they saw on a billboard, Jacob and Rami. You know, the guy with the upside down advertisements and bright yellow colors? The promises were as towering as his billboard, but the reality, Maria became nothing more than a file on his desk. Her lawyer, the one who promised to fight for her, never even met with her once. Her case was pushed through a factory line of settlement offers, each one a slap in the face to her suffering. And here's the twist of the knife. And Romney offered an advance through his brother's loan company with interest rates that would make a loan shark blush. It wasn't a lifeline, it was an anchor, dragging Maria deeper into the abyss of debt and despair. These lawyers do more of a disservice to their clients than anything else. Disclaimer, Jacob and Romney is currently being sued for these types of predatory practices, so I'm not making this up. But Maria's story isn't unique. It's a tragedy playing out in thousands of homes across our communities every single day. Families crushed under the weight of medical debt, workers wrongfully terminated, their rights trampled, civil liberties ignored and discarded, all while lawyers collect quick settlements, their bank accounts growing fat on the misery of those they promised to protect. Maria is the face of systemic exploitation. She represents the millions of construction workers, agricultural laborers, and manufacturing workers, our community's backbone, who risk their bodies in hell daily, only to be discarded when something goes wrong. These billboard lawyers don't see her story, her struggle, or her dreams. They only see the dollar signs attached to her case. Maria isn't just a story. She embodies the struggles of thousands of individuals in our community being chewed up and spit out by a system that sees them as easy targets rather than human beings deserving of justice. So by now you're probably thinking, surely this can't be widespread. Let me paint you a picture with some cold hard data. In California alone, Latinos make up about 40% of the entire population. But when it comes to workplace injuries, they account for a staggering 60% of all reported cases. This isn't just a disparity, it's a shocking divide of injustice that billboard lawyers are happy to exploit. Why? Because our communities are overrepresented in what I call the pyramid of risk. Low wage, high risk industries where danger strikes around every corner. Construction, agriculture, manufacturing. These are the battlefields where our people fight daily for their livelihoods. Imagine a pyramid. At the base you have these high risk industries. The next level up, language barriers that turn safety instructions into indecipherable hieroglyphics. Above that, financial pressures that force people to accept dangerous jobs or multiple shifts. And at the very top, a profound distrust of the legal system that has failed them time and time again. This pyramid isn't just a structure, it's a prison. And the predatory lawyers, they're the prison guards ensuring that justice remains out of reach. But it doesn't have to be this way. That's why I'm here today to talk about Brown Rock Legal and the revolution we're igniting in the world of legal representation for Latinos and Mexican American communities. Imagine a world where every member of our community had access to honest, ethical legal representation, where language wasn't a barrier to justice, but a bridge to understanding, where predatory practices were exposed and eliminated, like turning on a light in a room full of cockroaches. At Brown Rock Legal, we're not just different from billboard lawyers, we're their antithesis. We work with the top 1% of trial lawyers in the country. These aren't just good lawyers, they're legal giants, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, the Tom Bradys of the legal world. They take on some of the biggest cases, from catastrophic personal injury to civil rights, employment law, sexual abuse, and workers' compensation. These are the lawyers who have fought and won some of the most significant cases in American legal history. Unlike the impersonal marketing machines that treat clients like numbers, our online platform, powered by cutting-edge technology and AI, makes it easy to connect with the best qualified lawyer for your specific needs. We streamline the legal process with transparency and accessibility, ensuring a direct connection to real trial lawyers committed to fighting for maximum compensation, not just quick settlements. And let me be crystal clear, we don't take shortcuts. We don't settle just because it's the easy thing to do. We fight. We fight against the biggest insurance companies and corporations because we believe that every person, regardless of their background, color, or race, deserves access to the best legal representation. We fight because justice shouldn't be a luxury only afforded to those who can pay for flashy TV ads. Our communities deserve lawyers who are committed to real results, not just marketing gimmicks. At this point, you might be wondering, why is this so vital for Mexican American and Latino communities? Well, the truth is, this stark reality demands our immediate attention. In California, Latinos aren't just the largest group affected by workplace injury, they're disproportionately represented, and to a degree that should shock the conscience of every American who believes in equality. This glaring disparity underscores a critical issue at the intersection of worker safety, racial equality, and social justice that we can no longer afford to ignore. Picture this, for every 100 workplace injuries in California, 60 of them happen to be Latino workers. That's not just a statistic, it's a scandal. It's as if our communities are being sacrificed on the altar of economic progress. So why does this happen? Well, it's the perfect storm of injustice. Number one, overrepresentation in high-risk industries. Our people are the backbone of some of the most dangerous industries in America. Construction sites, agricultural fields, manufacturing plants. These are the front lines where our community members risk life and limb every day. Number two is language barriers. Imagine trying to navigate a minefield when all the warning signs are in a language you don't understand. That's the daily reality for many in our community. Safety instructions become useless hieroglyphics, and reporting unsafe conditions becomes an insurmountable challenge. Number three is socioeconomic pressures. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, when you're supporting not just your immediate family, but relatives back home, you can't afford to be picky about job safety. It's a risky trade-off, your health for your family survival. Number four is lack of adequate access to healthcare and legal resources. It's a cruel irony. The very communities that are most at risk of injury are also the ones with the least access to quality healthcare and legal representation. How does this make sense? It's like giving someone a car without wheels and wondering why they can't drive to work. And number five, fear and mistrust of the system. For many in our community, especially those with uncertain immigration status, the fear of deportation outweighs the need for justice. They suffer in silence. Their pain compounded by the fear of speaking out or even lawyers giving them runaround. This isn't just about inequality, it's institutionalized injustice. And it's the perfect storm that makes our community easy prey for exploitative billboard lawyers. It's a cycle of exploitation that has been happening for far too long, and it's time we change that. Our mission at Brown Rock Legal was built on a radical idea that legal representation should be more than just about profit. It should be about the people. We're not just connecting individuals with the top 1% of trial lawyers who are experts in their field and deeply care about their clients. We're connecting them with champions, trial lawyers who view every righteous case as a battle in the larger fight for justice. Our platform is designed to eliminate the barriers that have long prevented our communities from accessing ethical and fair legal representation they deserve. We specialize in cases that matter. Catastrophic injuries that rewrite the story of a family's future, auto accidents that leave victims facing lifelong pain and medical bills, civil rights violations that threaten the very foundations of our democracy, employment cases where workers are wrongfully terminated or denied their basic human dignity, workers' compensation cases where people are often left without support after giving everything to their jobs, and sexual abuse cases that shatter their lives and demand justice for the survivors. This disruption to the legal industry isn't just difficult, it's unsettling. It shakes the very foundation, but it's absolutely essential and long overdue. Every time we connect a family with an ethical lawyer, we're not just winning a case, we're restoring faith in the system. We're saying you matter, your story matters, your pain matters. Every time we expose a predatory practice, we're opening up a door to true justice. And every time we empower a member of our community with knowledge and in resources, we're not just helping an individual, we're strengthening the very fabric of our society. But here's the real power. We don't stop there. Brown Rock Legal is more than just a legal platform. It's a movement for change. Here's where we truly differ from other platforms like Los Defensores or Billboard lawyers. We understand that true justice extends beyond the courtroom. It's about rebuilding our communities. It's about giving people a voice, not just in the legal system, but in their everyday lives. Brown Rock Legal is committed to flipping the script. Instead of taking from the communities, we give back, making every win a victory for all. That's why we created Brown Rock CDC, our community development corporation, reparation. It's our way of saying that every legal victory should echo far beyond the walls of a courtroom. Here's how it works. A portion of the proceeds from every case our top lawyers win goes directly back into Brown Rock CDC. Think of it as justice reinvested. We're taking the fruits of our legal battles and planting them back into the soil of our communities. Through Brown Rock CDC, we're not just winning cases, we're changing lives. We're creating youth programs that show our children that their dreams are valid and achievable. We're improving local schools because education is the most powerful weapon in the fight against injustice. We're leveraging media and AI technology to amplify community voices and stories we so desperately need. And we're fostering entrepreneurship, empowering individuals to build businesses that strengthen our economic fabric. Our goal? To invest and revitalize in places like Boyle Heights, Mariachi Plaza, which should be the headquarters for the Mexican American experience, and areas such as East LA and Northeast LA. These aren't just neighborhoods, they're the beating heart of our community, and for far too long they've been overlooked and underserved, but not anymore. We're bringing resources, opportunities, and hope to the very streets where many of us grew up. The impact of this approach is profound. Our lawyers haven't just won millions, sometimes even billions of dollars for their clients. They've delivered something far more valuable: dignity, respect, and real meaningful justice. They fought for families, for workers, for people who felt forgotten by the system. Every victory isn't just personal, it's a win for the entire community. It's a message that echoes through our streets, homes, and schools. You're seen, your struggles are real, and your dreams are worth fighting for. We're creating a reality where justice isn't just a word on a billboard, but a living, breathing truth for every person, regardless of where they come from or what language they speak. So what can you do? How can you be part of this revolution? How can you help break the cycle of exploitation and give back to the communities that need it most? Well, it starts with awareness. First, spread the word. Knowledge is power. Tell your friends, your family, your neighbors about the dangers of billboard lawyers. Educate them about their rights. Be the voice that breaks through the noise of flashy and misleading advertisements. Second, if you or someone you know is facing a legal battle, whether it's a catastrophic injury, an auto accident, a civil rights violation, a sexual assault, or an employment dispute, don't settle for less. Don't fall for the billboard lawyers who see you as nothing more than a potential payday. Come to Brown Rock Legal. Come to the lawyers who see you as a person, not just a case number. Third, get involved in your community. Support organizations that are fighting for workers' rights, for better safety regulations, for language access and crucial services. Be the change you want to see. And so I ask you, will you join me in this fight? Will you stand up for the Marias of the world? Will you be the voice for those silenced of fear and exploitation? This is where you can make a difference. The chains of exploitation can only be broken if we unite. Don't let another Maria become the victim of this system. Don't let another family be crushed under the weight of medical bills and broken promises. Join us at brownrocklegal.com to learn more and connect with top trial lawyers who are ready to stand by your side. Choose justice. Choose to be part of something greater. This isn't just about legal representation. It's about dignity. It's about respect. It's about building a society where justice isn't a luxury, but a fundamental right for all. Together, we can break this cycle of exploitation. Together, we can build a future where the scales of justice are truly balanced, where the color of your skin or the accent in your voice doesn't determine the quality of justice you receive. Remember, justice isn't just a concept. It's a living, breathing force that can transform communities. And with Brown Rock Legal, we're not just fighting individual battles. We're waging a war for the soul of our communities. The road ahead is long and the fight will be hard, but I promise you this, every step we take, every case we win, every life we change is a step towards a more just, more equitable future for all of us. So I ask you one last time, are you ready to join this revolution? Are you ready to be the change our communities so desperately need? Because together, we are more than just individuals seeking justice. We are a movement. We are a force to be reckoned with. We are La Raza, and we will not rest until every member of our community can stand tall and proud, knowing that they have the full force of Brown Rock Legal behind them. At Brown Rock Legal, every win is a win for our people, our communities, and our future. Thank you.